moving on from Denver, going to this Sunday against the Titans, like how do you see that playing out? How do you feel about this game? Especially being a rivalry game. How do you feel about that?
I think it's still a lot, you look at this game firsthand, Aaron, and
Mm.
really what you see is the Colts obviously are favored, one,
Yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
Two, they coming in here with a really just on fire offense that is hitting on all cylinders. And when you look at
Mm.
the Titans defense, I mean, they're pretty solid as well, right? They held the Broncos to 20 points. So again, they still did a pretty solid job. Way better job, than the Colts defense did. And they still have
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simmons back there who, he's still a good run stopper. He's still great at getting pressure. So
Mm.
when you look at the Titans front, they have some guys there, but I look at the secondary. L'Jarius Sneed is kind of banged up right now, and
Yeah.
I just don't know if the Titans defense can really stop the Colts offense, right? When you really look at it on paper, the Colts offense is just so explosive, so dynamic, so fast. And the
Hmm.
Titans defense as well has some players here and there. Just like I mentioned, Jeffrey Simmons, right? You
Yeah.
got L'Jarius Sneed, and you have some amazing linebackers there as well with the Tennessee Titans. But I just think overall, when you look at the stat sheet, the Colts offense should be able to dominate up front with Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones. The
Hmm.
Titans just in previous games didn't do a great job at stopping running backs in the Rams and RJ Harvey, who got a big, huge gain against them in that Broncos game. So when I really look at it on the ground, if they
Hmm.
can't stop Jonathan Taylor, then Daniel Jones going to get open opportunities.
Yeah.
This can end up being bad. And then you look at the other side, right, with Cam Ward. I mean,
Hmm.
what are your thoughts on Cam Ward, Aaron? I mean, from what I've seen, again, he's looked like a QB that can make plays, but
Yeah.
the offensive line play, it's questionable.
No. With coming from the Titans, like to me, what I've seen from their play, with them playing honestly tough teams as well, with the Rams and Broncos back to back, that is, for a rookie, two tough teams to have to go up against. So for me, it is,
Yeah,
I can't really get a sample size on the Titans just because they threw their rookie in the fire. Like, get ready for these two
yeah,
games, two playoff teams, Denver and the Rams. Uh, but overall, we all kind of knew that the Titans would look like this 0-2. Not saying that that they're crap, but it's just knowing that they don't have enough talent, which is not enough talent for the offensive line for them, not enough talent running back wise because their running back is Tony Pollard. You don't really put Pollard as a starter. You put Pollard as maybe a backup, and their leading receiver being Calvin Ridley. But at this point, Calvin Ridley's all they got as a weapon. They got others like Tyler Lockett, but he's already old. He's already up there in age. So at this point for Tennessee, it's kind of like, oh, we're just going through the motion. We know we're not going to win the division, but we'll just play it out and get to the next offseason and see who we can grab. So for the Colts, I of course see this being a W, but overall with Steichen's offense, I think it'll look good. They're going to focus hard with Jonathan Taylor, but it's kind of like a mixture of deadly weapons with Daniel Jones looking good, Jonathan Taylor looking good, especially if he has a great running game. And I know I called it last week, but I'll call it this week. Honestly, another good game from Tyler Warren because that'll be. I honestly believe that's Daniel Jones' number one weapon when it comes down to it because Tyler Warren led the team in receiving last week for y'all. So I won't see that going
yeah.
lower than it should be because I don't see the Titans' defense secondary, especially covering Michael Pittman, Joshua Downs, Tyler Warren. All these guys. Like y'all have a good amount of weapons for the offense to be stable,
Yeah.
move on, and take the W.
No, yeah, definitely. And then when you look at it right here, I mean, the Titans, I mean, just in first downs allowed, right? You look at the opponents that they're able to get 42 first downs, and I mean, you look at it right there, it's just crazy to think that right off the bat, right? And then you look at it right here. I mean, the Colts have just done a fantastic job of, just running the football, passing and getting first downs. And first of all, the Colts haven't even punted, right? I
Yeah,
mean, to think about it like that, the
that's
Colts have not even punted, and just to look at it that way, it's very hard for this Titans defense. And of course, like you were saying, Cam Ward,
mm,
he has potential. And of course,
yeah,
weapons, like you were saying, Calvin Ridley, right? Tony Pollard. Those are guys that, I would say are arguably underrated. But
yeah,
also, when you look at them and how they're playing, I mean, Tony Pollard, over 150 rushing yards through 2 weeks,
hmm,
kind
yeah,
of solid, right? And then Calvin Ridley with 81 receiving yards. So when you look at the stats, it's just they went against some really rough defensive, Aaron. And when you go up against some really rough defenses, I mean, the Colts defense coming in has allowed a lot of yardage, to like the Broncos specifically. It was a worrisome game, right? The Dolphins game, of course, you shut them down until the end. But, I'm interested to see, with Ladu potentially coming back in, Travis Ward coming back in. I mean, I think the defense should look like the dominant force we saw in week one.
Yeah.
But we have to see. I will predict the Colts to win, though, of course. I'm going to have the Colts winning. Since this is kind of like a potential trap game, I think I'm going to have the Colts winning here, just 31. And I'm going to have the Titans. I think they go over 20 points. I'm going to say 21. Until the defense proves me otherwise, I'm going to say 31-21. But you never know. The defense could just shut them out or just hold them to like 3 points, which would be crazy. But I think it'll be like 31-21. I think Cam Ward will have some touchdowns here and there, but at the end, the Colts will just finish them off, win by 10.
Yeah, and what I was going to end it by saying is it also comes down to, which I feel which will give the Colts a W, is coaching. With Tennessee side, they have a rookie head coach with a rookie quarterback.
Exactly.
So I feel Steichen, Daniel Jones being a veteran already in this league, I feel that they'll work together too much, really well. Meaning that's where I'm going with it. So where they'll take over the W. Steichen outcoaches. I already forgot the Titans coach, but
Brian Gillen.
I honestly forgot what his name was, but it's just overall, it's just one of those outcoach games. I don't see, I know for Colts fans, when it comes to rivalry games, you see it as a possible trap, but I don't see it. I feel Colts will overpower them. I feel they will dominate them. I feel at most Tennessee will score based on easy touchdowns, like in the end when the game's already over, just like lazy type touchdowns, especially if y'all decide to put your third stringers in or something like that. But I'm not saying it's going to be a big blowout, but I am saying that I don't think Tennessee will score as much as they believe they will. So I'm going to call the game, I'll say 27-13.